Hello friends of class 12th. Today we shall continue with the topic of study of cells. Now today's topic will be based on the graphs. We are supposed to learn some graphs of a cell and its various physical quantities that are related with the cell, which are epsilon, which represents the EMF of the cell, R, which is the external resistance, small r, which is the internal resistance of the cell, and I, that is the current which is being drawn from the cell. Okay, first graph will be of EMF of the cell and external resistance of the cell. Now, to visualize this graph properly, we need to have a circuit diagram. In this diagram, there is an external resistance. We have a cell and one internal resistance. Current flows like this. The current is I. Now the first graph is of EMF versus external resistance. So I will plot EMF on y-axis and external resistance on x-axis. Now this is, you can assume different values. Suppose the internal resistance is 0.1 ohm. The EMF of the cell, you can take it as 1.5 volt or any value. External resistance, let it be 10 ohms. Okay, what happens? For a certain value of external resistance, the EMF is 1.5. Now if I change this external resistance to 12 ohms, the V, potential difference across this resistance, the potential difference across the cell will change, but EMF of the cell will not change. What is that? Because see, EMF of a cell depends on the chemical reaction that is going inside the cell. Okay, so whatever external resistance you attach to it, it will not affect the internal chemical reaction of the cell. So whatever is the value of external resistance, the value of EMF remains same. Listen again. Whatever is the value of external resistance, the value of EMF remains the same. However, the value of potential difference across the cell will change. Got it? So whatever is the value of external resistance, because EMF is not changing, EMF is independent of external resistance. The graph will be a straight line. Try to read the graph. Increase the resistance, EMF remains same. Again increase the resistance, EMF remains same. Again increase the resistance, EMF remains same. This is the first graph. Now coming to the second graph. This second graph is of potential difference versus resistance. Okay, it is potential difference versus resistance. Now we first need an equation. How are these two related? Epsilon is equals to V plus IR, EMF, potential difference, current and resistance. Now you see, this can be written as, this was R, small r, internal resistance of the cell. This was the external potential difference. So V is equals to I into R. This is I into R. What is this? Energy dissipated in outer circuit. This is energy dissipated in the inside of a cell, and this is the total energy which is dissipated. This can be written as like this. I can be given as like this. So this is one equation. Other equation directly comes from Ohm's law. B is equals to I into R. This is the second useful equation. See, the things may look mathematically a bit complex, but why I am doing this, so that I can get a clear relation between V and R, because that is the relation I have to plot. Now put this value of I into this equation. V is equals to epsilon R plus R into R. Okay, now this gives what? V is equals to epsilon. I have to simplify this because this is not a clear relation. This says V and R are directly proportional. This says V and R are inversely proportional. So this is not a very definite, very sure kind of relation. So I am doing just a little bit of mathematics over here. R by R plus R by R. Got the mathematics? Numerator becomes denominator of the denominator, which is epsilon 1 plus R by R. So finally what equation I get is this. V equals to epsilon 1 plus R by R. This is equation number 3. This is the useful equation, and now in this equation there are three possibilities. If R equals to 0, if this R, external resistance, is equals to 0, what will happen to the potential difference? Can you guess it? Obviously, see, if R is equals to 0, bit of thinking about this equation, this may give you something wrong, but this will be very simple. If R equals to 0, what is V equals to? V will be equal to 0. Remember this, if R equals to 0, V equals to 0. Second condition, if R is equals to R, that means the external resistance is equal to internal resistance. If external resistance is equals to internal resistance, what changes takes place in the value of V? Now coming to equation number 3. V is equals to epsilon 1 by R, and instead of external resistance, I have to put this value R. That is what? Epsilon 1 plus 1, R by R equals to 1. This is epsilon by 2. So if external resistance is equal to internal resistance, potential difference is half of the EMF. And the last possibility, if R is equals to infinity, infinity means, infinity does not actually mean total infinity, it means that the value of R is very, very large. So, if R is equals to infinity, what happens to the value of V? Put infinity over here. What you get is this, epsilon 1 plus R divided by infinity. What is R divided by infinity? Anything divided by infinity is 0. Epsilon 1 plus 0. What is this? This is equals to epsilon. So V is equals to epsilon. These 3 points we have to plot in the graph. First, if R is equals to 0, V equals to 0. From where did it come? From here. Very simple relation, linear relation. If R is equals to R, if external resistance and internal resistance are equal, then V is equals to epsilon by 2. And last one, if R is equals to infinity, then what is V equals to? V is equals to epsilon. And now we are going to plot this graph, V versus R, using this space. This is V, the potential difference. This is R, the external resistance. First plotting, R equals to 0, V equals to 0. Starts at the origin. First point. Second point, if external resistance equals to internal resistance, that means if R is equals to R, see, if this is epsilon, somewhere here you will have the plot of epsilon by 2. So here you have to match this point. Okay, and the last point, where is V equal to epsilon? See, this is epsilon. Is the value of V equal to epsilon? Yes. Where? When external resistance becomes very large. That means on this axis I will have to travel a long distance. Clear? So that point will be somewhere at the infinity. And now joining these, what do I get is this graph. Asymptotic. This is the graph of V versus R. Mind well that which equations we have used to draw these graphs, which points are actually important in drawing these graphs. Clear? Graphical study is a very useful study of physics. You have to be not a very good mathematician, but you should know a little bit of mathematics, of graphs and equations. Now coming to the last graph of today, the graph of V versus I. V means potential difference across the cell. I means the current which is being drawn from the cell. And again, here equation of cell E is equals to V plus IR. So I have a relation between them. Now V is equals to epsilon minus IR. This is the equation now from here, V, and this is I. Okay. Now how they are related? See, what I am doing over here is I am comparing this equation with the linear equation. What is linear equation? Y is equals to mx plus c. This is what? This is linear equation. On y-axis, I am going to plot the potential difference. There is a constant in this equation. There is one more constant in this equation also. What is that? Epsilon. So epsilon takes the place of c, and this takes the place of R, internal resistance, takes the place of M, the slope of the graph, and X takes the place of current. See, on y-axis I will plot potential difference, on x-axis I will plot current. So this equation and equation number 1 are to be compared. And now we shall draw the graph of this. This is V on y-axis. This is current I drawn on x-axis. Again looking for possibilities. If I equals to 0, that means current in the circuit is equal to 0 in this equation. Put I equals to 0. If this term is 0, what do you get? V is equals to epsilon. Okay, if you are drawing no current in from this cell, then potential difference is equals to epsilon. This is the maximum value of possible for potential difference. सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बोलूं तो किसी भी सेल से जो पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस आपको मिलता है वो उसके ईएमएफ से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता. आप एक ड्राई सेल खरीदते हो 1.5 वोल्ट का होता है. Okay, now the potential difference across that dry cell can be 1.5, 1.4, 1.3 or less than that. Potential difference cannot be more than the EMF of the cell. And when is potential difference equal to EMF when the current from the cell is 0? First point. Second point, if epsilon is equals to IR, see, if epsilon is equals to IR in this equation, if you put this equals to this, these become equal, and so the value of V becomes equals to what? Equals to 0. This is equals to this is positive number, this is negative number. What you get is 0. So the second point of the plot. Now the third point, if, maybe the repetition, if I is equals to epsilon by R, same thing, epsilon is equals to IR or I is equals to epsilon by R, what you get is V equals to 0. Okay, so more or less these are the same points, first and second. Why I have written this, I will come to that. I have written the same point, I will come to that why I have written this. Now we have to plot these two things. See, if I equals to 0, V equals to E in this graph. Find out a point where I equals to 0. Where is I equals to 0? On an entire axis Y equals to I equals to 0. So this is the point. Epsilon, if I equal to 0, V is equals to E. And the second point, if I is equal to, if I is equals to epsilon by R, here somewhere, if I is equals to epsilon by R, what is the value of V? V is equals to 0. Plot these two. This is the third graph obtained by doing some kind of comparison. Okay, now this is the maximum value of potential difference which is possible in a circuit. This is minimum value of potential difference which is available in the circuit. If we talk about the slope of this line, what is the slope of this line? The magnitude of slope of this line, come back over here. M is what? M is the slope. What is the slope? Slope is equals to R, or I can say slope is equals to minus R. Okay, so slope is equals to R, and minus sign suggests that the slope is negative. You know what is negative slope? If the graph is like this, sloping this way, this is known as positive slope, and if the graph slopes the opposite way, like this is negative slope. So what is the slope of this graph? It is negative. Clear? These three graphs we have to study, and apart from this, let me tell you one more thing about the cells before I finally finish today. Listen very carefully. What is cell equation? Cell equation is epsilon is equals to V plus IR. This is the equation of the cell which is used when the cell is discharging. Right now I am using this phone to record a video. That means I am using the energy of the cell. So at that time, what it is known as? Using the energy of a cell is known as discharging. It's not discharging, it is discharging. Now when you are use this and when you are again plugging in your mobile phone, you call it what? You call it recharge. In the process of recharging, what is the equation? The equation is V is equals to epsilon plus IR. The equation has changed. Okay, let me draw the circuit diagram so that it becomes easy to understand. First, this. You have external resistance, you have a cell, you have internal resistance, current goes like this. Okay, current comes out from the cell. You are using the energy of this cell. Now when you are recharging this cell, equation number 2 comes into play. To recharge this cell, you have to replace this with something else. What? You have the cell, you have internal resistance of the cell, and this is a source of external potential difference. What is it? पहले क्या था? External resistance. Now external potential difference. What is this? What is this actually? This is actually your charger, your mobile charger. This is your mobile charger. This is your mobile battery. Now to recharge this, what is the voltage of your mobile battery? Mostly it is 3.7 volt. How much? 3.7 volt. Now is this 3.7 the EMF or the potential difference? It is the EMF. Okay. Now when you are supposed to recharge this, you need another source of voltage, your charger. This must be greater than the EMF of the cell. ठीक है? आपका mobile battery EMF, if it is 3.7, then the potential difference which is charging it should be more than 3.7, otherwise it will not get charged. And how does the current flow in this? The current flows in the opposite direction, right? So this is the equation and this is the circuit when you are recharging the cell. This is the equation, this is the circuit when you are discharging the cell. Okay, now the equation used for recharging of a cell, although it is very rarely used, but sometimes there may be some questions based on it. Learn this, understand this. All the best.